There are multiple types of plans depending upon their duration, depending upon their usage, depending upon the circumstances in which those plans are going to be applicable. Standing plans is one of the most prominent areas that we should be looking into. And standing plans are something which don't change over a short time period or even for a longer time period. For 5 years, 10 years, the standing plans would exist. So mission and purpose is that kind of a plan which is standing and which stays with the organization for a very long time. Strategy is something which can be mitigated or which can be varied over a time period, but strategies are also something which organizations adopt in order to go from one stage to another stage of their product life cycle or as their categories in BCG matrix. Policies is basically one part which allows the organization from in order to move from one category to another category in BCG matrix. Rules are the standard policies, standard guidelines which every employee in the organization should follow. Single-use plans are prepared for singular unique situations or problems. They are normally discarded or replaced after one use. Generally, four types of single-use plans are used: objectives or goals, programs, projects, and budgets. Contingency plan is something which are made to deal with situations that might crop up if these assumptions turn out to be wrong. Like if we have planned for a certain situation to act in a certain manner and something new happens in the environment, then contingency plans are put to use. Purpose of missions, I have told you earlier also, identified as the basic function or task of the enterprise or agency or any part of it. The purpose of business usually or generally is the production or distribution of goods and services. Objectives or goals are the ends towards which activity is aimed. They are the results to be achieved. They represent not only the end point of planning but the end toward the organization staffing, leading, and controlling. Strategies are grand plans. The most common use of term was general programs of action, and deployment of resources to attain comprehensive objectives. The determination of basic long-term objectives of an enterprise and the adoption of course of action and location of resource necessary to achieve these goals are the strategies. Policies are general statements or undertakings which guide or channel thinking in decision making. Not all policies are statements. They are often merely implied from the actions of the managers. Procedures are plans that require methods of handling future activities. They are guide to actions rather than to thinking, and they deal the exact manner in which certain activities must be accomplished. They are chronological sequences of required actions. Rules spell out the specific actions or non-actions, allowing no discretion. Programs are a complex of goals, policies, procedures, rules, and task assignments, steps to be taken, resources to be employed, and other elements necessary to carry out given course of actions. They are ordinarily supported by budgets. Budget is a statement of expected results expressed in numerical terms, referred to as numbered programs. The financing operating budget is often called the profit plan. The major steps in planning process are first being aware of the opportunity. In light of market competition, what customer wants or strengths and what are the strengths and weaknesses of the organization, opportunities are identified. Setting objectives or goals is the next step, where we want to be and what we want to accomplish and when we want to accomplish is the part which is dealt in here. Considering planning premises. Planning premises is a very important portion because we cannot play God. So our planning premise has to be limited to a particular set of area or actions or economy. So in what environment we are planning? Is the environment internal or external? How are plans to operate? How much we can affect the external environment? How much external effect environment exerts the effect on us are the basic part which are dealt in with the planning premises. Identifying alternatives is basically the most promising part, in which we identify all the alternative courses of actions to achieve the objectives, and then we try to apply the best possible course of action.